I bring you revolutionary greetings. Today, the 27th of April 2025. My name is Cecilia Amabo, the press secretary to Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, the leader of the Ambazonian War of Liberation and the president of the Ambazonian Governing Council. Today, I have the honor and duty to share with you a letter I received directly from Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, who is currently detained in Oslo, Norway. His message is addressed to all Ambazonians and contains powerful words of encouragement, resilience, and guidance during these trying times. In his own words, he addresses the state of our revolution, the sacrifices of our people, and calls for unwavering determination. I will now present his letter exactly as he has written it, and I urge you all to listen attentively and receive it the same way I have received it. Message from Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, leader of the Ambazonian War of Liberation and president of the Ambazonian Governing Council. My fellow Ambazonians, a few days back, I was briefed on the tight sentences handed down to my brave son, Benji, and a defiant junior brother, Abdul Karim. When killings and massacres have been impossible, Cameroun has used kangaroo trials in a desperate attempt to intimidate and silence Ambazonians. No fascist, no alien rule, no unjust rule and action have ever successfully silenced a determined and unrepentant people, and Ambazonia shall not be different. I ask all of you jailed for our country, for our land to remain defiant and heed to nothing except the complete freedom and independence of our home country. They don't massacre Ambazonians, burn their villages and homes because we fight for independence. They don't abduct, deport, and subject us to torture, cruel, inhumane, and degrading treatment because we resist. They do so only because they are unable to recognize our humanity and equal agency as a people with rights, dreams, and aspirations. The barometer with which to measure Cameroon's insanity and cruelty is not even in the number of Ambazonian fighters it has pulled out of hospitals or execute and display their bodies in public squares, or in the number of massacres, but in the teachers, professors, trade union leaders, students, and lawyers it has kidnapped, deported to its country, and jailed. And if you think they will ever stop, remember the children of Gagbo. Remember Mami Api. Remember baby Martha. Remember they never died because they engaged in resistance. I told the Canadians, Americans, Swiss, and every other state that Cameroon is an ungrateful and unrepentant abusive bully whose cartel leader have bankrupted everyone, including the states. They use and dumb, be it ministers, governors, diplomats, naive opposition leaders, traitors, enablers, and collaborators. They use and dumb. They heed to nothing except unrelenting steadfastness, stamina, and consistency. My fellow people, everything is aligning in favor of your freedom. From geopolitics to natural justice. So, do not make the mistake after years of sacrifice to give up. Let me tell you a story. During World War II, Norway, Finland, and the United States declared neutrality. Norway was still invaded, and its king and government escaped to London. After Hitler had collapsed resistance in Western Europe, the UK was vulnerable and exposed. It took luck and tragedy, with Japan's attack on the US to get America into the war, and titled The Balance of Opportunities. During the ANC resistance, South Africa benefited from confusion to stop support for the ANC from neighboring countries. It created Renamo in Mozambique to fight Frelimo. It backed UNITA in Angola against the MPLA. It reduced the ANC to nothing. Decolonization handed free and independent states that helped the ANC till the balance of opportunities. 14 years ago, there was a Syrian uprising and military resistance. Thanks to Russians, Iranians, and the Hezbollah support, it was nearly destroyed and pushed to isolated areas in the periphery of Syria. In 2024, the wars in Ukraine and Russia, Israel and Palestine gave the rebels in Syria an opportunity, and it took 3 weeks for them to capture the Syrian capital. Geopolitics is also aligning in our favor. No one could ever believe that of all countries, Gabon could have a military takeover. It happened, and the Bongo dynasty collapsed. Central Africa is a war zone. Chad's collapse is only a matter of time. Rebels attacked the presidential palace a few months ago. These geopolitical realities are central to the stability in Cameroun. And if this is not enough, the Hitler of Africa is soon 92 years old of age. Nature is also asking us not to give up. My dear people, history is valuable to every people in resistance. Freedom belongs to those who don't give up. No one will survive Cameroun. No country or group of people or group of countries can rescue Cameroun. Be patient, my people, and endure with pride for your noble contribution towards justice for our people. You have chosen resistance over surrender, freedom over slavery, and patriotism over betrayal. History will shine a bright light on your contributions. I know you have been expecting me to talk about the distraction in Oslo. I had decided not to distract you from what is necessary to free our homeland. I have told the Norwegians and all other countries, when you declare your fascist hostis humanis generis and go to bed with our fascists, you threaten the very norms which have anchored the longest peacetime in Europe since 1945. I have told the Norwegians that the only crimes that requires courage to persecute is the burning of over 10,000 Ambazonian homes, thousands of villages which all constitute war crimes, the displacement by force of over 3 million Ambazonians internally and externally, which constitute crimes against humanity and war crimes, the systematic widespread attacks and torture of Ambazonian civilians, thousands of summary executions and disappearances, over 70,000 civilians killed, more than 120 massacres, including the Gagbo massacre, summary executions of captured Ambazonian soldiers and the public display of their bodies, detention of over 3,000 Ambazonians under deplorable conditions, the targeting of young Ambazonians male, and imposing conditions of life-threatening to the survivors of Ambazonians as a people, which constitute genocide, detention of teachers, lawyers, and students. This is just the last 8 years, at the last 64 years, and the deliberate destruction of our political and economic institutions. So, Ambalanders, do not be distracted by those who ask us to consider Putin as fascists during the day and at night are in bed with Paul Biya of Cameroun. They choose the exit of the least resistance to portray themselves as guardians of human rights. I told you before that I will not fight Britain or France. I will not fight Norway either. Our focus will remain Cameroon and our revenge to all those who stayed silent will be our freedom. Seeking the land of freedom, how shall we get there? Emily Wilson asks. Down the banks of labor, through the woods of suffering. Glory to Ambazonia. End of letter. Dear Ambalanders, as you have all read with me, or as you've listened from the heartfelt words of Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, our path is one of resilience, sacrifice, and unwavering faith in our cause. Let us remain steadfast and focused. Our freedom is indeed inevitable. Long live Ambazonia, short live the struggle. Glory to Ambazonia. God bless you all.